And one of the things I hear consistently with the educators in the classroom is that they feel like there's this distance, this gap between them and their students in the classroom. Have you ever heard teachers talk about this? Where they feel like there's this disconnect? When you talk to the teachers more about that, they say, well, it didn't used to feel like this. When I started off teaching, I felt, I was much closer, But now I feel like I'm much, much farther away from the students. I'm not really connecting with them. And we're going to see a little bit maybe why we're not connecting so well. But I think this is an issue for us, folks. This is something that's very important. And I believe it's something that e-learning can help us overcome. So is education the only one trying to engage the digital native? Folks, here's what business says about the digital natives. Okay, here's what business people are saying. So it's not just us educators who are struggling maybe from time to time with digital natives. Businesses, look at this. 60% of employers say that they're experiencing tension between employees of different generations. That's a lot, folks. 70% of older employees are dismissive of younger worker abilities. Okay? Approximately half of the employers say that younger employees are dismissive of the abilities of the older coworkers. So here you've got your older coworkers trying to hopefully bring the new crop in and get them understanding what they need to do. And young don't give weight to what the older understand. The older says, yeah, these young people, they just don't get it. They're not like me. You know what? These are things that, this is what business is inherent. I will tell you myself, we don't have that problem at my company. I don't have a problem with the digital native, okay? And we're going to talk a bit more maybe about why that is. But I find the digital native people really nice. I find them fun. I find them playful. I find them energetic. I find them intelligent. I find them very connected. I find them a joy to work with and a joy to have on staff, okay? It's many times my digital natives that get me excited about going to work every day. They really are incredible. Oh my gosh, and just ways we see this. We're going to start to unveil some things that really makes these digital natives so cool to be around. If we just kind of start to think of things from their point of view, this is going to be so much fun. And education will be a blast for all of us. Us digital immigrants and for those digital natives. So let's look at things from their point of view. Just take a second, folks. Think about it. It's not about us now. This isn't about us. Okay? When all of you became educators, you all decided that it really wasn't going to be about you, right? As educators, you knew it was going to be about that next generation. It was going to be you taking your wits and your effort and your sweat and helping raise up that next generation and make them the best they could be, right? That's why you became an educator. Okay, I think I know this because when I pulled in this morning and parked, I didn't see lots of Porsches and Mercedes. I know you guys aren't here for the money. Okay, I know that. All right? So you got to be here for something. I know that's probably why you're here, because you knew you could make a difference and raise others up. So let's start looking at things from their point of view and maybe let them help us understand where we need to be for them. Digital natives, they've been Googling since 1998. I mean, let's face it, they've been doing internet and searches their whole lives. Google, guys, 98. Now we have a term. You can Google things, right? And everybody knows what it means to Google something, right? Everybody knows that. Guess what? There are 6,400 million searches a day on the internet. Was that 6.4 billion? 6.4 billion searches a day on the internet. Cell phone and texting. Oh my gosh, you see these students texting all the time and interacting, connecting, writing, communicating all the time. Skype. I mean, you guys, everybody here knows Skype, right? Everybody here has been, hopefully many of you have been using Skype. Skype now allows our digital natives and us, if we want to engage with it, to actually have video conference calls for free with anybody in the world. Okay? We, as a company, we do a lot of stuff globally. So we have team members all over the place. And it's not uncommon for my day to have me spending my early morning hours chatting with people in the UK. And many times I'm doing it by video. And tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Especially when I'm trying to mimic their accent. It's really bad. That's kind of funny. Video games. They've been playing video games their whole lives. They've been playing video games their whole lives. And they have easy access to video games. iPods and downloading music. We were lucky if we had a Walkman. You know? In fact, arguably, when I was in school, I thought I was cool because I had the boom box. Right? That was mobile music. And hey, I had things called cassette tapes. In fact, in my first Jeep I had, my first ragtop Jeep, I bought a used 8-track because I thought it was funny. Because already 8-tracks were out of style. I thought it was funny. I put 8-track in. And 8-tracks were hilarious. These big, bulky things. They just download it now on iPods. Tiny little iPods. DVR and TiVo. This guy allows them to see the TV they want to watch 24/7 whenever they want. They get to have it on their time instantly. Okay? Cable TV. How many channels of cable TV do we really need in this world? Well, we're going to keep on getting more, I guarantee you. They don't know that there wasn't always hundreds of channels of cable. YouTube. Folks, nowadays, our digital natives and anybody who wants to can immediately become video stars to the world. Yes. Sometimes it's a bad choice. If you watch YouTube, there are a lot of idiots on YouTube. Yes. And sometimes you worry about our species with some of the things that they do and put on YouTube. But I guarantee you the species will survive. The really dumb ones will blow themselves up with a dry ice bomb. Okay? And the smarter ones will continue to use YouTube. And you guys see these ads for Hulu? I find those ads incredibly funny. I love those ads. If I could figure out a way of doing that for my company, I would use those ads. I think they're hilarious. Hulu are the guys who are saying that basically they're evil aliens trying to take over the world and turn your minds to mush. I think that's hilarious. What is Hulu doing? Hulu is actually giving you now access to the TV shows you want to see on your computer through the internet. Giving what? Where's that? 24/7 access of shows. Do it for free. Instant messaging. They've always been instant messaging. So you see, look at the world they've been living in. They've been what? Connecting and collaborating and interacting. They're immersive. You know, they have things that happen now when they want it. They don't wait for knowledge. They don't wait for information. They get it now. That's been their life. That's all they know. That's all they know. Well, digital immigrants, let's talk about us. Okay? Let's talk about us. I'm not going to try and date myself because Lord knows, everyone you can tell that I'm really pretty doggone young. But I will say this. When I was growing up, we had 3 channels plus that UHF one that you had to sit there and dial in. Remember that one that had like the weird knob? And it's almost like you were like a spy in a World War II movie trying to dial in to get the radio so you could listen to the message from overseas. So we got 3 or 4 channels. You know? In fact, I will also admit this, that my family did not have remote controls for their TVs for many years. The remote control was my dad saying, Steve, get up and change the channel. You know? My first job, I learned how to do this. In fact, I got hand signals. You know, volume up, volume down, get out of the way. Mobile phone. We didn't have mobile phones. I mean, how many of you, not going to show, don't raise your hands, but how many of you didn't have a cell phone in your pocket when you went to school? How many of you? Probably a few of you. Not pointing fingers, probably a few. When we were that age, a mobile phone was what? You went to Radio Shack, you bought a 50-foot extension, you plugged it into the wall, you plugged it in the back of the phone, you picked it up and you walked around the house. It's a mobile phone. You know, and in fact, it was great because this way you could go away from your mom and dad, hide in the closet, listen to the girlfriend dump you. You know? That was the mobile phone. That was the technology we had, and we thought it was cool. That was the closet dump you. Mobile phone. And dad channels. That was the closet we had, and 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 That was a closet. We had them. 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 That was a closet. We had them.